Well, the story that I'm sharing with you is surely an interesting one, but what is more important is, through this story we can learn how syndicates usually play about with our psychology. Hello Channel NITT viewers, I am DS and welcome to another episode on Channel NITT. So in one of our previous episodes, we talked about how married women became the target of sex predators. So in this episode, we will talk about how married women become the target for sex syndicates. And sex is a big business because... So initially when I'm planning for this episode, I was wondering if I should impersonate the victim, the married woman herself. Then a lot of my personal associates tell me not to. I thought about it myself as well, and I think I will not look good as a woman. It will also be
so embarrassing.
So in my previous episode, I mentioned that married women in the 30s, especially those in Hong Kong in the 1990s, are very hot targets for sex because in their 30s they are still very presentable and very well sought after. So naturally they will become the target for sex syndicates. So how do these sex syndicates work? So remember, we are still talking about the Hong Kong sex industry in the 1990s. And what I mentioned may not be relevant today. So the sex business is always fronted by a lady. In modern terms, we can call this lady a pimpstress. However, her clients and her girls will call her madam. So the job of this madam is to recruit new blood in her business and to find clients. When sex is concerned, it is very easy to find clients. So in this episode, we will focus on how this madam recruits new blood by finding more married women to join her force to expand her business, her sex business. The first step of the recruitment process is actually very simple. The madam will get her team to introduce other housewives that they know and offer them a commission. So the first meeting between the new housewife and this madam is usually designed to be a very innocent one at a cafe, and usually a high-class, high-end cafe. So when this housewife meets the madam, she will be surprised to see that the madam, which is of the same age, is actually so well dressed with all branded bags, branded jewelry all over her. She will be impressed.
I've got my lipstick on, my Gucci bag.
So all these madams are already very experienced. Just with one look, they will know whether this housewife may even be willing to be part of her team. Usually, it is the mercenary housewife that is the easy target. This mercenary housewife will be very impressed with the branded stuff that this madam is wearing. And when the mercenary housewife starts to ask about the things that she owns, it is a good time for the madam to strike. So what the madam does is, she will tell this married woman up front what her business she does is and ask if she is interested. Usually, whichever housewife will be very hesitant and may even reject this idea. But the madam will push this idea. The madam will tell the housewife that every transaction that she makes, she will be able to earn about 1,000 to 2,000 Hong Kong dollars. This is a huge sum for 2 hours of work, right? As if you know. Actually, this amount of money is very attractive for most Hong Kong married women because they are usually in the middle to lower income groups. that amount of money can buy them a lot of things. So usually they will start to be very tempted. And when the madam sees this, she immediately strikes. How does she do it? She says, why don't you just give it a try now? And she has on standby a very handsome 20-year-old young man in the hotel. So she pushes this married woman right into the hotel room, and then this man, who is her assistant, will act as her first customer. Now the only difference between a regular customer and this young man is that this young man is trained to do this kind of job. His job is to make the woman feel as good as possible.
Ding ding dong.
The psychology of doing this is to trigger the married woman's innate senses of wanting sex, desiring sex, enjoying sex. This young man will make sex so good that the woman wants to do it. And what's even better, after having sex with this young, handsome man, she gets $2,000.
Catherine? Whoa!
And from there, her career is kick-started. Now, of course, the married woman will keep this a secret. Usually, the men who want to have sex with these married prostitutes like it because these women are married. So there is this excitement of playing, possessing for a moment somebody who is owned by another man. So that also explains why some men are willing to pay a higher fee for this type of women. However, there is a rule for this type of prostitution. The married woman cannot sell herself more frequently than once a week. So unlike the normal Hong Kong prostitute who can have 3 or 4 men in a particular day, this married women are only able to serve a customer once or at most twice in a week. Why? Because the customer likes that this married woman is innocent. He doesn't want the prostitute to behave like a prostitute. You get it? And of course, most of these transactions will happen during the daytime, because during nighttime, the husbands of this married woman will ask, "Where are you now?" So therefore, most of the time, the activities of this married woman will be kept under wraps. Nobody will know, she won't tell. So this underground syndicate, underground business has been kept secret for a very long time. So how did I get to know about it? That is because one of the married women who was in this business got too greedy. Imagine your husband only gives you 5,000 to 6,000 Hong Kong dollars for 1 month. Now you yourself can earn $12,000 in a month. Soon you will start to look down on your husband. You may demand more from your husband, and it is also possible that you will fall in love with one of your clients. So this was what happened to one particular woman. So for this particular housewife, she soon got very tired of her life as a housewife, and she started a dispute with her own husband. She wanted to move out, and because of that, they started a very huge quarrel and fight. And her husband accidentally killed her. And that was how the entire incident got exposed. Well, the story that I'm sharing with you is surely an interesting one, but what is more important is, through this story we can learn how syndicates usually play about with our psychology. So in this case, they made use of women's mercenariness. So in this case, the syndicates made use of the married women's insatiable sense of vanity and being mercenary. So if you have enjoyed today's episode, do press the like button. And if you do have a topic that you want us to cover, do comment below as well. So we are a very prolific channel at producing videos that are unique. And if you have not subscribed, do consider subscribing so that you can get more such videos that you cannot find anywhere else. Okay, I'm going to sign off now. We have a lot more exciting videos coming up, and I'll see you in the next episode. Bye bye!